Well, April's finally here, and that's great news for subscribers to the New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. I'm Jim Hutchinson, and of course April means that you're getting those weekly supplements sent back to you every week to get you in on the action that's going on right now. And April, of course, is a great time because we finally have these regular temperatures. This week should be about 60 degrees. We're going to get there for the most part. A couple of days of rain, a couple of chilly nights, but still the action's starting to hit in. And as far as that rain goes, I had my friend Greg O'Connell out this past Friday. Last Friday when it rained at Graveling Point, he and his boys were out and just did a great job with the striped bass. And that brings to mind something about this early season action. This April, right now we're in the middle of spring break for so many schools in New Jersey and throughout the region. This is a great time to get out with those kids. You think about the striped bass coming up in the shallow water. They're coming up where it's warmer, easy casts, not far from the bank. Kids can really score on some great action with the bloodworms. I sneaked out for a little while last week and found some action on the plastics in the warm water in Oyster Creek, and met a father and son getting out and getting some of that action as well. I got to thank Eric and Nolan at Oyster Creek last week for helping me hook up with some fish and telling me what to do and showing me some of the things to throw with plastic. So it's really a great time for the kids. Of course, our opening day of trout season in Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. Always a great tradition for families. This past Saturday, no exception. Kevin Hoffman really struck it rich at the Spring Lake with the kids fishing tournament. Got to thank the Spring Lake guys for sending a photo of Kevin sweeping the awards with that big brown trout. He called it Spring Lake on the opening day of New Jersey's trout season. And of course, Jeff Crawford. You may remember his name. He was a finalist in the Skillful Angler Awards of 2014 with a big hybrid striper. He was out at Pequest over the weekend for opening day as well. Caught a nice big 7-pound rainbow at Pequest and was awarded a special presentation from our Lieutenant Governor, Kim Guadagno. Congratulations, Jeff. Nicely done. The folks at Pequest have been busy. Probably 500,000 trout. Rainbows have been deposited throughout the state of New Jersey. Definitely the time to get in on that. You know, I mentioned the governor, and any time this week, maybe next, could happen as we're speaking, don't know. But that legislation to change the striped bass limits in New Jersey is on the governor's desk. One fish from 28 to just under 43 inches, one fish at 43 inches and over. That's legislation that was passed in Trenton. We're waiting for the governor to sign that. And of course, with the slot fish, we could have that slot fish return for the bonus program. On Thursday, April 9th, Stafford Township Municipal building, they're going to be talking about what to do with that bonus program. It could be a 24 to 28 inch slot. Don't forget, that's the unused commercial quota, considering that New Jersey does not have a commercial fishery for striped bass. So if you want to get in on the meeting, we're going to talk fluke, they're going to talk sea bass, and they're going to talk about that bonus program. That's Thursday, 4 o'clock at the Stafford Township Municipal building. Folks like Grumpy's Bait and Tackle reporting some stripers in the back bay, hitting on the docks on plastics at night, and they're all those little slot fish as well. We're getting the same reports from throughout the state. So the plastics are definitely scoring some striped bass in the back bay, and that's a really good sign. Over the weekend, we did get a report from Long Beach Island. Jingles Bait and Tackle reported bunker up and down the beach as well. 44-degree water temperature out front in the ocean, and some of these back bays and rivers were starting to creep up to the 50-degree mark, so that's good. Winter flounder, more reports are coming in. We had the first report from Fisherman's Den in Belmar of winter flounder up in the Belmar Shark River area. And of course, Manasquan has been producing. Congratulations to Glenn Henderson. He brought in a 1.98 pound winter flounder to Murphy's Hook House. 1.95 pounds, I believe it was, at Murphy's Hook House over the weekend as well. So the winter flounder bite continues in the back bays as well. Out front, the fishing boats are heading out offshore looking for cod and pollock and of course blackfish. The blackfish season opened in New Jersey on April 1st. The Jamaica 2, the Voyager, Bayhound down in South Jersey. We've even had cod reports down on the Rehoboth Star out over the weekend as well. So those cod are distributed up and down the coast. First trip of 2015 for the new Voyager out of Fisherman Supply. Of course, the new Voyager is the old Doris May out of Barnegat Inlet. Good first action on that old new boat coming on the cod and of course the offshore fish. More cod are being reported, being weighed in. We had Anthony Cheney brought in an 11.6 pound cod into Creekside Outfitters down in Waretown. most of those weigh-ins, of course, you would expect to see striped bass, maybe even a weak fish brought in from that warm water, but a cod brought in there as well. The fishing is starting to kick off. It's starting to get a little bit hotter. And again, this week is the week when more boats start to sail. As a subscriber to the Fisherman Magazine Delaware Bay, New Jersey edition, make sure to look for your copy in the mail this week. Find out who's sailing and what's going on. Get in on the action. Don't forget, make sure you register to fish if you're going out in that saltwater this week in New Jersey. Saltwaterregistry.nj.gov. Sign up. It's the law. Get to fishing, and I'll see you next week here on The Fisherman and thefisherman.com.
To receive the latest fishing reports, subscribe to the Fisherman's YouTube page. Click subscribe, then click the settings button and check Send Me Updates. You'll now receive notifications of the latest Fisherman YouTube videos and reports. If you're already a subscriber, make sure you've checked Send Me Updates in the settings so you receive the latest notifications.